Hi, I'm Pete, and welcome to Just a Few Acres Farm. I have something really special planned for today's video, and here it is. Oh, I almost forgot to show you. I cut down the bush that was growing by the door. Well, let's see, we got to get near here the lifetime supply of square bale and twine. Get this drinker out here. That looks all right. We can use that. And we need a bucket. Of course, I keep them in a different place. That one should work. Today we're moving the turkeys out onto pasture, but first we gotta get all this stuff cleaned up. And I thought it'd be a good opportunity to show you how these Plasan gravity-fed drinkers work. They're pretty brilliant, and all the pieces are replaceable, which makes them long-lasting. So inside here we have a spring that sits in here and pushes on this little thing, and this thing's got a rubber gasket on it right here. So what happens is when this is together, let me take it apart so you can see, this little nozzle here presses on this washer, and that makes the seal. So the water flows down from the bucket through a hose into here, and this seals it from flowing. But when the drinker gets too light from less water in it, it opens up until it fills, and then as it gets heavier, it presses back down on the washer. Really simple, not a lot of pieces, easy to maintain. We just got to clean all this up. Just wash everything up. This is a weight in here. You can fill this full of sand or antifreeze or water if you live in a warmer climate, and that's what actuates the valve, the weight hanging down from here. Keeps everything steady and level. I got all the pieces cleaned up, and here's how you put it back together. You just put the bell on the weight part here. Then this guy goes on, snaps in there. And then you get your valve assembly here, whatever it's called. Put the washer back on it. That goes down on there. And then the spring. And then you've got the valve adjustment here. If you turn this either way, you can change the pressure on it. Put that all together. Screw it on. And there we go. Then we got to get all of our other stuff together. Up here we keep all of our stash of Electronet fencing. Let's see. This one and the second one here. Do. Boom. Oh man, wet butt. Okay. Howdy, chickens. We gotta dig the turkey ark out. It's buried in the weeds. Hillary's looking for the hitch. There it is. We got the Electronet all set up around the ark, and fortunately the turkeys are going to have some neighbors. You guys are okay with having neighbors, aren't you? I think so. Now we can set up the drinker. We got a wire here because the turkeys tend to peck at any cord, so wire works good for hanging them here. Giving it about the right height. I'd say that's good. Then the bucket hangs on hooks underneath this piece of plywood here. Just hook them in. Hillary's going to turn the water onto the hose. We got a big thunderstorm last night, and it dropped about an inch of rain in about a half an hour, so everything's soggy. I'm not complaining. I switched sides. I switched sides with this assembly because We got plywood covering the whole thing. On the other side, it was busted. This plywood here is to keep the turkeys from pooping in their water when they roost at night. See, they poop a lot. Here comes the water into the drinker. See, it flows out of these two spouts and go down here into the trough. And we got to make sure it's adjusted properly so it's got about that much water into it and doesn't overflow. And it looks like these are just dripping now, so I think we're good. Well, what do we have cooking for dinner tonight? Pork belly. This is my special, what I call cowboy cut pork belly. It is the spare ribs under here. See them? Still attached to the pork belly. That's hot. Wowie. And I slow smoke it all day at about 250 degrees on the Weber with some hickory in it, because hickory's what I got on the wood pile, and it is fall apart delicious. I am all about cooking without complication and without expensive equipment, so you know, this is just a run-of-the-mill Weber. It is an excellent smoking device. It's a lot easier, at least in my experience, to use than those barrel smokers because you can set it and run it all day without really messing with it. I just make a ring of charcoal around the outside called a snake, and I put some hickory blocks on top it all along. And then I light one end of it in the morning, and I lit this at 6:30 this morning. It'll burn all the way. You can see where it is now. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning, and it'll burn all the way around here and be done at about 5 o'clock tonight. And all that happens without any electronic gizmos and Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, this or that, or motors or any of that stuff. I just check on it once every couple hours to make sure the temperature's around 250, and I might open or close the damper a little bit. That's all there is to it. And one of the bonuses is when I come to check on it, I can pick a little piece off and have a snack. All right, let's put this back to bed here. Hey, turkeys. Are you guys ready to go out? I think you are. All right, guys.
Budge down. Come on. Come on. Budge down.
Don't fly out.
There you go.
Are you turkeys ready to go out in the field? What do you think? Sounds like a good idea to me. Before we unload the turkeys, I just wanted to say something about this shirt I'm wearing. A viewer sent it to me that lives in New York City, and it's the number 3 line of the New York subway system from Harlem to Brooklyn. And he came to see me at Farmer's Market a while back and said, you know, for the 3rd anniversary of your channel, I'm going to send you a shirt from the 3 line. And lo and behold, August 15th was the 3rd anniversary of the channel. It's hard to believe.
Hard to believe. It's really kind of flying by, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. So I appreciate y'all watching, and
yeah, thank you.
That's the story behind the shirt. Let's unload the turkeys. This poultry wagon here is a creation of mine. It's got a plunger in it that moves back when you pull on these arms, so that you don't have to chase chicks around to get them out. You just pull the plunger back, and it brings the birds back. There we go, guys. guy got picked on a little bit in confined quarters. Oh. You try to pick them up like this, holding their wings tight as much as you can. Sometimes they're a little too skittish. That keeps them from getting their wings damaged when you're handling them. These guys are already partaking of the pasture. Eat up that alfalfa. You guys quit your belly aching. Why don't you go in and eat some hay? I don't want to hear it. What are you looking at, little one? Oh, now you're going to come over and see me, huh? You want some up-close belly aching. What's your guys' damage? Coco. Orden. You guys are doing all right. Couple more weeks of breeding season. I'll file that grievance with the wife. Yeah, got that one too. I'll put that right in the file. Orden, you sound like a cartoon character. You guys just need to go on about your business. Quit wrecking my fence, Orden. Just go out and eat someplace. Barn's right over there. I gotta hook a jumper up to the fence. And of course the cows are gonna inspect the work. Right, guys? How does that look? Is that all right? I agree, Tulip. And now we'll hook the other end of the jumper up to the electronet. Got these big spades here that you hook together like this. And then work the wire through to get power to them. And we'll do a little test here. Here are the turkeys hanging out by the fence, which they seem to always do when they first come out. Now the fence is on. I missed it with the camera, but they all moved away. Watching turkeys on pasture is one of the most peaceful things. They're just peaceful birds. They wander around. They will mow down the grass. It's amazing how much grass they take in. A lot more than chickens do. And it contributes to really good tasting meat compared to the ones that are raised indoors in confinement. So they're in the brooder for 5 weeks, and these are broad-breasted whites. They're the fast-growing variety. It's the same variety with some differences, some minor differences, to get them to thrive on pasture that you would get in the supermarket. And of course we don't inject them with any of that junk that you get in the supermarket turkeys. So they're 5 weeks they're in the brooder, and they're this size, and they'll grow. They'll be at 12 pounds dress weight in about another 7 weeks or so, and we'll butcher them in phases as we want different weights for a variety for customers. Turkeys have a little different habit than, say, a laying hen will, where a laying hen wants to go inside and roost at night and be safe inside. Turkeys are more apt to roost in the open. So in nature, a turkey will fly up into the lower branches of a tree to roost at night and be safe for predators. Here we have an ark where they can have a little cover from the rain and the sun, and also roost out in the open at night. So they'll all climb up in here when the sun starts to go down. They'll sit up here at night, and then they'll come back down when it goes up. Boy, those cows, they're merciless these days. And this turkey ark's made from an old car hauling trailer that a neighbor just gave us, and I just built this real simple structure on the top with obviously salvaged aluminum roofing on it. Nothing special. We pick up this whole setup and we move it once a week. And the way we move turkeys, because they're not up, you know, trapped in an eggmobile like the chickens are when we move them, is we just erect a new fence perimeter out to the next lot, and then we pull the trailer over into it and kind of shoo the turkeys over to the new lot. It's not a very difficult operation. Some questions that always come up when I do a video about turkeys: why don't they fly over the fence? They could fly over the fence, but they don't. because everything they want is in here. They got plenty to eat. Their food and water's in here. All their flock mates, or whatever you call a group of turkeys, they're all in here, so we don't have any problems with them flying over the fence. What about predators? Well, the electric fence helps a lot because the turkeys are out in the open at night when they're roosting in their ark, and nothing goes through the electric fence when it's electrified. You know, coyotes, foxes, raccoons, no problems with them. The only problems with predators that we've ever had with turkeys is owls at night. And what happens is, these guys are already getting big. For about the first week or so, owls are an issue, and then the turkeys are just too big. The owls don't care to go hunting for them. I think mice and things like that are easier for an owl to catch than a turkey that weighs 7-8 pounds. So really not an issue. The other reason it's important to keep the fence electrified with turkeys is, as I said, they have a tendency to lay against the fence. I don't know why they do that, but an enterprising raccoon could reach through and pull one through the fence, and we don't want that happening. So it keeps the turkeys well inside the fence, as well as keeping predators outside the fence. And that's it, guys. That's all about you. Have fun, graze, get to know your new digs. What am I going to do with you guys? Tulip! It's you who's doing all the yelling, Tulip. You got to stop that. John Boy, what are you doing? Oh, the life of a boar. Lay in the dirt. It's finally time for my favorite part of the day, dinner. I went out and did field work this afternoon, all afternoon, and just left this and came back, and it's right about at 250. It really is easy to use. Let's see what we got. Ooh, that looks good. We got to get it without it falling apart. I got a special surprise for you. Let me just get some here. In honor of the 3rd anniversary of the channel, I'm going to give you some pork belly. Here, take it. It's for you. What? Don't be shy. Just grab it. Just grab it. Huh? I guess you don't want it. Well, I'll eat your part. I have a few closing things to say about growing turkeys if you happen to want to get into the business of growing turkeys. At least in our market, the only time you can sell turkeys is Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays, some for Easter as well. Wintertime. We tried growing a batch early one time, and we tried having it available through the summer, and nobody in our market at least cared to eat any, so we just grow one batch a year. Turkeys, we found, are quite difficult on the sales end because when it comes to Thanksgiving time, everybody wants a certain size. You know, maybe just a couple who want an 8-pound turkey, or you've got a gathering of 20 that want a 25-pound turkey, and you can't mix them up. And turkeys are worth a lot of money, pasture-raised turkeys. Our turkeys go for, well, last year they went for $4.50. They're probably going to go for more than $4.50 a pound. So you don't want to mess up and have any turkeys left over because they're worth a lot of money, and it gets really stressful trying to meet everybody's order, making sure that you didn't forget anybody or screw up your paperwork. We keep track of deposits and pre-orders, and oh, it got to be quite stressful. So grain going up so much was a little bit of a convenient excuse to cut down on the amount of turkeys we raise. We normally raise 100 in a year. This year we're only doing 30, just kind of for our core customers, and that's it. So turkeys can be profitable. They can also be very stressful. This is getting cold. I got to bring it into my family to eat. This will be enough pork for us to have for dinner and for lunches all week long. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.